Good day. My name is Martin Schweiger. I'm a patent attorney in Singapore and also a powerlifter. And I take you today. Today is 29th of January 2025. It's a Thursday. No, a Wednesday. It's the Chinese New Year, day 1 in the year of the snake. Yeah. May the snakes eat all the rats in your life in this year. I find this funny. A friend of mine sent me this. She's from Russia. Yeah. So this is the New Year's greeting. I take you with me on my walk. So that you see a bit of Singapore. It's my hometown. I really like it here. There's a wind, a breeze. The weather currently is very nice. It's almost like Italy in summer, which is so cold as in Italy, because Singapore can be really warm and humid. The average temperature here is around the year 32 degrees Celsius, and currently we are at something like 27, 28, and the 4 degrees really make a difference. You know my goal, right? This year I'm coming back to competition. And I started with the Singapore national competition 21st to 23rd of February 2025. So I'm preparing for that. My goals are not very high. What I want is a valid total, which means 3 valid lifts. Of course I will try to give my best, but there's very limited time for preparation. The most important challenge for me this year is to lose weight, and I started 10 days ago with a body weight of 110.6 kg, and I signed up for the competition in the 105 kg class. I'm Masters 3. The age class from 60 to 70, and so the biggest challenge is to lose the weight, to be right in the middle of the let's go this way, right in the middle of the 105 kg class. And yeah, I do this by aggressively fasting 2 days per week. Monday water fasting, Tuesday water fasting, and Wednesday dry fasting. Today Wednesday dry fasting, it means I have not drunk one single sip of any liquid today, and not to speak of eating. It's now 1:00 p.m. I'm doing well. There's no thirst, there's no hunger. I'm in full ketonic mode. I did a a urine test with my test strips this morning, and it was all normal for such a day. Dry fasting, the values across the board go a bit up because the urine is more concentrated, and what surprises me is that the ketones, there are just a few ketones in the urine, and that does not mean that my body is not in ketonic mode. That only means that my body has adapted so well to switching into ketonic mode that very little ketones are spilling over from the blood into the urine. That's a sign of efficiency. So my body got used to switching into ketones mode, and just the liver just converts so many triglycerides from my fat cells into ketones that it's sufficient to run the body. So the body would say, wow, very intelligent model. Why would I generate more ketones than needed? And that's what you see in the urine. When I started all this, after 2 hours in ketonic mode, the ketones in the urine were very high. So very likely I need to look for a new way to measure ketones. It could also be, actually, that my test strips are too old. I'm using them for a year already, and they have a expiry date. Yeah, when I go back, thanks for giving me the idea. When I go back, I will order new ones. They're not expensive, it's something like $20, and they're good for a year, as you see. And then try again. I heard that there are continuous blood glucose meters that can also measure ketones, and I will also go into that. I've just ordered a new blood glucose meter, a continuous one, and my plan is to wear that the coming 2 weeks, because there would be a cheat day, which is the German evening on the 7th of February. GermanEveningSingapore.com. If you want to get an invitation, please sign up. It's always fun. And of course we eat carbs, we drink alcohol, we sing songs, German songs. You will like it, I promise. So, but so far, no alcohol, of course. Then I will measure the difference with my Oura ring, what it sees between my preparation days and the cheat days. Yeah. I could update you about my weight progress. Yeah. Because I understand that fasting for losing weight is something of interest. And especially for powerlifters and other sports that do. I mean, I have a long experience with weight classes, and I remember when I was still in freestyle wrestling. Yes, long time ago, more than 40 years. Before the competition, we found out there's 1 kg overweight. Then what you do is you pack yourself into warm clothes. You have 1.5 hours, you start running, you come back after the running, step on the scale, you have lost 1.5 kg, and you're good to go for the competition. Yeah. Now I'm 60, and I find myself doing the same thing, but just not hours before the competition, but I prepare a bit more long-sighted. So weeks before the competition. And so I found this was quite a cheap weight loss program. You sign up for a competition, you set an ambitious weight class, and then you have a month, in my case, to lose weight until you're there. And in my case, my goal is 8 kg, and I find it's quite ambitious for 4 weeks. And but there's no cheaper way out there, right? Just signing up for the competition, and I forgot the price, $100 or $150 something. Yeah. I had a discussion with a friend of mine. She's a medical doctor in Germany. Petra. If you see this, hello. Yeah. So we discussed, she knows that when I short recap, I had a surgery after an accident, knee surgery, followed by 4 months doing nothing, followed by a metabolic disorder, syndrome, you could say. I healed it within 1 year. Today I'm very healthy, more healthy than before, probably. And then, but I did it in a systematic way, being an engineer and with a major in measurement and control technique. I started looking into one of the issue after the other, because my blood picture was really not good. Across the board, everything wrong. So the doctor gave me a continuous blood glucose meter, which was not bad. So within 3 weeks I brought my blood glucose over the day in a normal range, a very normal range. Actually, I was healed, if you want to use that word, within 3 weeks from starting that. So, not bad. Then I looked into the blood pressure. That was more effort. Took me 3 months to get that under control. And what I used is one of those automated blood pressure meters. Often, and I experimented, but that's another story. The catchword related to blood pressure for me is nitric oxide in my blood. So I also have test strips that measure that. Now the third thing that I addressed was vitamin D. Yeah, what I remember is today's lesson, or episode, not lesson, forgive me. Today's episode is about vitamin D. It took me 12 minutes to get here, but please stay with me, this is really important. So, first thing was establish a measurement value for vitamin D. Easy blood test. It's a bit on the expensive side, but it's okay. In Singapore, it's one vitamin D test is $120, something, Singapore dollars. It's affordable. So then I tried out various supplements, and I know from earlier years, because I have this vitamin D deficiency for many years, and the doctor tried to give me some supplements, but I never took them because I'm healthy, right? Why would I need to take it? To be honest, if I knew at that time what I know today about vitamin D, then I would have started earlier, actually a long time ago. I recommend this to everyone who has a vitamin D deficiency, even a slight one. And so number one was the test result. If you compare my test results with yours, they may be different because there are two different ways to measure the vitamin D, and you need that there's a formula for converting them. So I don't give you absolute values. I just say low, very low, okay, high, and too high. So the problem is, if you just take vitamin D alone, then you risk to cause damages to your body. Vitamin D by itself helps because number one of the many roles that it plays is bone health. So if you have a bone density issue like osteoporosis, then looking into a vitamin D level is the thing. If you and then vitamin D, what I heard, some 800 different roles are found by science so far. So the problem is the vitamin D on its own does not in total go where it's wanted, for example into the bones or to that. You need another vitamin, or is it a vitamin? Some say it's a hormone. It's vitamin K. That helps the body to absorb vitamin D better. Oh no, wrong, I'm entirely wrong. The vitamin D helps to absorb calcium. Calcium is what you need in your bones. And the absorption of calcium from the food into the bone is supported by vitamin D, but it works much better if you take vitamin K along. If you don't take vitamin K, it may be that you get the calcium end up in the linings of your arteries and blood vessels in total. And you don't want that. You don't want to create calcium plugs in your blood vessels. The blood vessels should be flexible with no plug whatsoever. So vitamin K is needed. And then on top of that, you also need magnesium. I only found out half a year after I started the vitamin D, and according to my philosophy, only take what you can measure. So 2 weeks ago when I was in China, I did my first magnesium test and I had a clear deficiency. So for 1 year, I was taking vitamin D and vitamin K without measuring the magnesium. So, but I found it out. So I started taking magnesium because these are the three that the people say belong together. So now back to my friend Petra. She's a medical doctor and she's into epigenetics. And she says it's much more complicated like that. So the genes also should play a role. Yeah, you all know that, right? Genes. Anyway, I find it quite frustrating that this body is so complicated and things are interlinked that you don't expect. So as an engineer, I'm quite happy that I deal with machines and not with human bodies and the complicated structure that they build. Yeah. I'm now 18 minutes into this video. I believe it's enough. You've seen my way. I'm done something like 2,000 or 3,000 steps. Yeah. I wanted to tell you my progress, the weight progress that I made. So Monday at 8:30, I had 108.8 kg. So 1.8 kg less than I started 1 week back. Tuesday at 8:30 in the morning, as yesterday, right? When after one night of not eating and drinking, of course, before starting the water fasting, I had 106.8 kg. No. Wrong. I forgot the numbers, but what I can tell you is that today in the morning, after 1 day of water fasting, today Wednesday, 1 day of water fasting on Tuesday, now I have the numbers right. Tuesday 8:30 in the morning, Tuesday, yesterday, 108.8 kg. I have here a little label with the letter with the numbers. So it was not Monday. I always confuse Monday and Tuesday when it's about fasting. So Tuesday, 8:30 in the morning, 108.8 kg. Then followed by Wednesday, 8:30 in the morning. So after 1 day of water fasting, I had 106.8 kg, which means from yesterday to today in 24 hours I lost 2 kg straight. And at 11:30, because now it's 1:30, I had 106.4 kg, which means in 3 hours I only lost 200 grams. And in the 1.5 hours since 11:30, like 1 p.m., I lost another 200 grams. And that's about the rate that I remember when I do dry fasting. I have something like a weight loss of 200 grams per hour. And the weight loss would be because, number one, the triglycerides burned from the fat cells. Number two, the conversion of the triglycerides into ketones produces water, and that water would evaporate from my body. So these two are the main reasons for weight loss. And look. Yeah. So, but what I can tell you is that the 1 hour walk now will cause something like a 1 kg weight loss, or at least it should. And that's also the thing. This is current is episode 111, and later, maybe in 3 or 4 hours, I will record the episode 112, and I will update you about the weight after the walk that I'm currently doing, and 4 more hours of dry fasting. Okay, see you later. Bye bye.